What's up, people? This KM.Little right here. I got 6 other YouTube channels. I included them in the description. Make sure y'all go check it out. But we're going to watch the many murders of Lil Durk. Let's go and get into it.
Disclaimer. Everything in this video is taken from public sources. I cannot be held responsible for content third parties publish. This video is a collection of rumors, lyrics, legal paperwork, and my own opinion. This video is covered by fair use and contains my own personal analysis. If you want uncut, rapper Lil Durk was at the pinnacle of his career. One of the leading pioneers of drill music, the violent modern incarnation of gangster rap, over the course of his 14-year career, he'd released a series of mixtapes and albums that cemented his place as one of the most influential and impactful gangster rappers in history, and earning him the nickname The Voice. Over those years, he racked up 4 Grammy nominations, finally winning one in 2024 for his inspirational hit song All My Life with fellow rap megastar J. Cole. The song went double platinum, selling 2 million copies by the end of 2023, an uplifting anthem for the streets. It included an infectious hook where Durk claimed that all his life, people had been trying to hold him down. He rapped that they never thought he would make it out, but they couldn't take him and they couldn't break him. In his verse, he admonished the media for calling him a menace and using his past against him. He rapped about sitting down with the mayor of Chicago and politicians in an effort to change his image. Durk had presented himself as a misunderstood and falsely persecuted artist who was trying to provide a positive message to the downtrodden community he'd emerged from. But it would turn out that this may well have been one big facade, as the world would soon find out the dark reality behind Durk's music was much worse than anyone could have ever imagined. As on October the 24th, 2024, rap fans around the world would get news of a bombshell allegation as federal prosecutors would announce that they had charged 5 people connected to Lil Durk's OTF record label and rap group with the murder of a young man named Savia Robinson, aka Lil Pab, the cousin of rival rapper Quando Rondo, who had been brutally shot to death 2 years earlier at a gas station in Los Angeles. With Pab's death and the chilling aftermath caught on camera and broadcast on the news for the whole world to see.
New details tonight in a deadly shooting near the Beverly Center. We've learned the victim is a friend of rapper Quando Rondo. Video from the scene appears to show Quando Rondo distraught while first responders move the body. So far, no arrests have been made.
It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30.
You know, when I seen this, I seen so many people out here, they were making fun, like, no. And you know, one thing I really hate is when y'all really be thinking y'all be a part of the beef. I remember when Lil Durk was going through all of this stuff, and there was so many people in the comments just saying no or whatever, just making fun of people, like making fun of the dude and all that type of stuff. And I'm not saying that like oh, you know, they picking sides and they you know, they both making fun of each other about, you know, saying whatever his name. When Quando Rondo was making fun of King Von, or like, you know, saying they be making fun of each other, like when did we get so insensitized to death? I don't understand it. Like I be trying to figure out, like, why are we so insensitized to death? But I think it's because so many people done seen so many people get killed on the internet. It's just like you don't realize how real death is until it's right there in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's crazy that people just be making fun of death like it ain't nothing.
LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in one car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window. One man inside, a member of Rondo's entourage, had been shot. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died. A scene left with remnants of the fight, shoes left in the street, doors flung open. Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
The details and footage of this disturbing murder would be seen and read all around the world. But not only was it a brutal hit, carried out in broad daylight with no regards for the safety of the public, but it took place next to one of the most popular tourist attractions in the city, the Beverly Center shopping mall. A brazen murder that ironically bared the hallmarks of a similar murder carried out in Chicago 2 years prior, where another rap rival of Lil Durk's, FBG Duck, was gunned down by a group of 6 men, with that crime also being caught on surveillance footage in its entirety. Once again in broad daylight in a busy tourist hotspot, a high-end fashion district, with the murder happening right outside the Dolce & Gabbana store.
Well, Rob, Chicago police tell me that these 3 victims were targeted, that 4 men in 2 different vehicles came down Oak Street, stopped right here in the middle, and started firing. Lights, sirens, and crime scene tape taking over one of Chicago's most notable streets. Word is spreading on social media that the 26-year-old man pronounced dead is a well-known Chicago rapper.
To see this happen in the middle of the day is very, very disturbing.
And just like in the murder of Lil Pab, FBG Duck was left to die in the middle of the street, traumatizing innocent members of the public, one of whom was even hit in the crossfire.
Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm here, I'm in the Gold Coast. I'm in the Gold Coast right now. And man, I was just riding my bike, y'all. I'm just riding my bike. Man, they shot FBG Duck, man. I don't know who shot him, man. I just ran into this, y'all. Man.
But interestingly, all of the men who were involved in the murder of FBG Duck were found guilty of murder, despite the fact that for over a year while the case was being built, they seemingly ran free, expecting no consequences and incriminating themselves extensively. Some of those people involved in the murder were dead by the time the FBI swooped in and delivered justice, and many of those involved were close friends of Lil Durk himself. One of those convicted, Marcus Smart, known in the streets and on songs as Moo-Wop, was a very close friend of Durk's, even being seen on flights with Durk, flexing wads of cash shortly before his arrest and posing for pictures, calling himself Gangsta Killer.
Hello. What that is? I gotta get on that. What that is? You got the most views. See that? You got the most views. It's yours. Gangsta Killer. Check him out. Gangsta Killer.
All of this isn't a good look for Durk, but the most important piece of the puzzle is another infamous figure in the Chicago.
You know what I think is crazy too? It's like how niggas be bragging about killing somebody. Like I don't know. Like it's like once you kill somebody, like you don't want to be quiet. You don't want to not say nothing. You want to brag about it. Like I don't understand it. Like, and then there's cameras inside of your building when you leaving out your building to go kill somebody. It's like it's crazy. But then when people get some money, like I don't know what it is, but it's like with these gangsters when they get money in their hand and then they about to go do a hit, they so sloppy with it. And I'm not saying like, damn, you gonna do a hit, be smart with it. But I'm just saying like, you uncoordinated. You don't clean up after yourself. Like I'm not understanding it, but I'm not saying I'm a gangster and I'm gonna do it the perfect way because I ain't no killer. Well, if you gonna be in that field, why you ain't cleaning up? I don't know. What's going on?
Gangland, as well as its buzzing drill music scene, infamous Black Disciple member and apparent leader of the O-Block faction of the gang, King Von. Allegedly, Von had orchestrated the murder of Duck and put a 6-figure bounty on his head prior to the murder, but this wasn't Von's first time taking a life in Chicago. Von had allegedly killed 7 people in the gang war between the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples in Chicago, something that I broke down in detail in a 3-hour documentary on my channel where I actually argued that he indeed met the FBI's definition of a serial killer. Somehow, Von always managed to evade justice, either beating his murder charges in court due to lack of evidence or not being charged at all due to the fact that his murders were usually committed in the dead of night in the slums of Southside Chicago, rather than the broad daylight assassinations that his friends would later carry out in front of the public. King Von was one of Lil Durk's best friends, and when Von beat his last murder charge at the end of 2017, he decided to follow in Lil Durk's footsteps, becoming a drill rapper too and openly rapping about the many murders he'd allegedly committed. Von's raps, openly bragging about real murders he'd apparently committed, made him a star in drill music, and with Lil Durk's help and guidance, he quickly became the most buzzing gangster rapper in drill music. But in his heart, Von was still a violent thug, and his tendencies to commit brazen violence would begin to impact Durk's career. In 2019, Von and Durk, along with 2 other people, would be accused of attempted murder and armed robbery, with the 2 appearing in court together.
Case against a rapper accused in a shooting outside of the Varsity will move forward. Today, Lil Durk appeared in court where a judge ruled there was enough evidence for him to go to trial.
On Friday, detectives from Atlanta and Chicago testified in the criminal case against rapper Lil Durk in Fulton County Court. They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Banks, and his co-defendant, Devon Bennett, were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to a studio to make music.
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. That's when Witherspoon said he was robbed and shot.
Interestingly, Durk looked stressed and nervous in court, while Von looked comfortable and in a familiar domain. Durk and Von would refer to themselves over the years as the Evil Twins, and in one song titled Evil Twins, they referred to themselves as that and went back and forth, repeating, "If you do it, I'ma do it, even saying go hop out the car and do it. Clearly, Von was a dark and negative influence on Lil Durk and his career. Von was in the habit of doing real crimes and rapping about them in his music without a care for who heard it. And if Von did it, then Durk would begin doing it too. But unfortunately for the evil twins, Von would suddenly die in November 2020 after launching an unprovoked beating on the rapper Quando Rondo in front of an Atlanta hookah lounge. Sometimes in life, every action has a reaction, and the reaction from this beating resulted in one of Quando's friends, Lil Tim, jumping out of the car, opening fire, and killing King Von. Ironically, Von, the demonic killer turned rapper who had seemingly murdered 7 people in Chicago and got away with it, ended up getting shot dead after starting a fist fight with a rapper rather than in a shootout with gangsters. His feud with Quando Rondo started on the internet rather than in the streets, off the back of a back and forth with Quando's friend and label mate NBA Youngboy, who seemingly didn't want to proceed with a collaboration with King Von. This was followed by a petty back and forth where Von took pictures with the mother of Youngboy's child. Von essentially died over nothing more than an internet back and forth with a rapper, turned fight, turned self-defense shootout, and in the end, he was no longer here to face the music for the murders that he'd done and arranged. But after King Von died, Lil Durk was still running free. And interestingly, after Von's death, Durk was able to make a maneuver and have the attempted murder and armed robbery charges he caught with Von miraculously dropped. The sudden and tragic death of King Von meant that Lil Durk had a second chance to escape the cycle of violence and focus on his music career. But despite his promising rap career, it would seem that the death of his evil twin, King Von, consumed Lil Durk. And in the midst of the killing of one of Chicago's most dangerous rappers, who seemingly always got revenge for any of his friends that were killed, a dark trend would emerge, where fans would goad Lil Durk, begging him to get revenge or slide for Von. With
I ain't gonna lie, I think a lot of people agree too, is that when King Von came inside the picture with Lil Durk, I feel like Lil Durk's career just started. It was going up, but then it was going down at the same exact time. Some people say that he needed King Von in order to bring his career back to life, but I feel like that record that he had with Drake, that brought it back, and he could have did it without King Von. But at the same time, I mean, I don't think King Von should have lost his life over that, in my personal opinion. But at the same time, though, this ain't nothing but like some regular ass street shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but some regular street stuff. Like, people just dying for no reason. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't be in the streets, and that's why you shouldn't be either.
For rappers like 6ix9ine, even mocking Durk openly and asking why he hasn't avenged his friend, ultimately showing off the infamous text that said "slide for Von in blood" in the music video for his song Gine, and rapping that his friend got shot and he just made music about it, taunting Durk, telling him to get a gun and go and get some get back, and saying that he knew he wouldn't ride out and get revenge for his friend on his own. Clearly, all of this trolling struck a nerve with Lil Durk, and not only did Durk lose Von, but over the years, he's lost over 30 friends to street violence, up to the point where fans have speculated that he's actually cursed, as I broke down in another video on the topic. And not only did Lil Durk lose Von in 2020, but in 2021, his beloved blood brother D-Thang was also murdered at a Chicago nightclub in another incident that was seemingly gang-related. Now, just being completely honest, I can't imagine being in that situation. I haven't lost a friend or relative to murder the same way that Durk has, and who knows how the average person would react under this sort of pressure and grief. But ultimately, Lil Durk should have focused on his music career, the success that he was having, and continuing to provide for his family and the people who relied on him. But it would seem that his apparent desire to slide and get revenge was actually stronger than his desire to chase money, success, and security for his loved ones. As he famously rapped on the song Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy with Babyface Ray, he would rather get revenge than get millions. And he would seemingly know his fate long before the murders happened, when he rapped on his song Redman that when people ask him where he think he'll be in 10 years, he replies, in federal custody. Ultimately, 2 years after Lil Pab was murdered, the indictment would claim in black and white that this murder was allegedly a get-back for the killing of King Von. But this wasn't a surprise to anyone who'd been paying attention, as within months of the murder of Lil Pab, Lil Durk and others close to him would begin to claim openly in music and on podcasts that Lil Durk had indeed slid for Von.
Oh, they did something. Oh, slide for him. Oh, you. Oh, yeah.
Slide for Von, right? Yeah.
You talking about? By the slide for Von comments. I don't know if people still say it.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh yeah, cause of. Wait, no.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more. Some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water.
I ain't gonna lie, I like that interview though, like with Lil Durk and Academics. I really did like that interview, you know. That's my first time ever seeing like Lil Durk like be out his little his social media trained element. You know what I'm saying? But it's probably different interviews. But you know, you go to the Breakfast Club and you go to all them other interviews and stuff like that. He usually give like media trained answers. But this is my first time seeing him like being a little bit different. I like to see academics, get these interviews. I want to see him do something with Drake and Kendrick. But yeah, man, if you like this video right here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other channels. And we out. What's good, people? This is KM.Little right here. Thank you for watching this video. In this clip right here, I am showing you my different YouTube channels. They are in the link in the description. If you like this video, I'm pretty sure you will love my other channels. Also, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.